Now joining us to discuss this is Olufemi Kufo, Chairman, Publicity Committee, Voice of Reason, former Chairman of the Nigerian Danish Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Good morning.
Good morning.
And thank you for joining us at TVC Breakfast.
Yeah.
Now, put to perspective by way of education what a knowledge-based economy is all about.
Well, let me start by saying that VOR, which is Voice of Reason, it's a collection of intellectuals, businessmen, and the intelligentsia, so to say, in Yoruba land.
Okay.
And our age ranges from about 60 and above.
Oh.
So you can imagine there is a lot of experience.
Yeah.
And we have seen a lot in Nigeria. And we are a kind of lighthouse for the Yoruba part of this country and also for Nigeria in general. What we have noticed is that the situation of our education, of our economy, of our politics, the situation is so bad that unless we rise up and decide to do something about it, the future could be very bleak.
And knowledge-based economy is the solution.
We believe that education is important. We believe that the country has to pay attention to education. And not general education, but also specialized education. The world is moving in geometric dimensions. But unfortunately in Nigeria, we are moving in arithmetic dimensions. We can catch up. All these things are tied. If your education is not geared towards the modern era, there's no way you can compete. And where you cannot compete, so many other things will come into play. Unemployment will come in. Insecurity will come in. Because, an angry man is an angry man. And he can cause trouble at any point in time, which is what we're witnessing now.
And is that what the knowledge-based economy is about, that your society or your association rather is championing?
We are championing many things. This is just an aspect. Quite frankly, VOR, Voice of Reason, our main theme is restructuring.
Oh.
Restructuring of the country. But we are aware that's political restructuring. But we know also that we need restructuring in all spheres of our lives. Education, health, infrastructure, and social services. For this year, we are focusing on knowledge-based economy. It is key to progress and change in this country. If you cannot compete, you will always consume what is produced from abroad. And we have to let our people know that we also have to restructure our taste in this country.
All right.
Because when you use mostly imported materials, they are tied together. There's unemployment. Your children will go to university, they will come out for 5 years, they will get no jobs because there are no factories. Because you are consuming things coming from China, from Europe, from America. You look down on things that are produced there. Okay. That is one. The other aspect is what is going on in the world now is IT, science-based education, and artificial intelligence. Nigeria, our youths, they are ready, but there must be proper government policy and funding for these things to really permeate the society.
You earlier mentioned that they have to be rejigging of our educational system, but how do we move from where we are to where we ought to be, where our young ones can come out of university and compete favorably with those in the international community?
the first thing is political will. You must have the political will to want to get something done. And that is where you'll be ready to put down the money. The funding for education in this country is abysmally low. And it's because we don't understand that if we don't solve this problem, we're going to be in trouble in future. We are concerned about our youth, as you've mentioned. Now, I foresee a situation where even the rich and the elite will not be able to rest unless you satisfy the yearnings of the youth and you make sure they can compete with other races on this planet of ours. Right. We have the resources. We can do it. But we just need the political will. And let me say something.
Quickly.
Without a political structure change, which we talk about when we talk of restructuring, it will be difficult to centrally get the resources to put into education.
All right. Thank you so much for speaking to us on the knowledge.
Well, joining us to discuss this is Olufemi Kufuor, the Chairman, Publicity Committee, Voice of Reason, and the former Chairman of the Nigerian Danish Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Thank you very much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
All right, so we're talking about having a knowledge-based economy. How will restructuring help us?
Wow. You see, without restructuring, it will be very difficult to fund education. And without education, you cannot even go into knowledge-based economy. And without knowledge-based economy, you can't compete. We will continue to be importing and consuming, and that can never help us. It can never lift up our standard of living. Now, at VOR, there are many areas of restructuring, but as an advocacy group, we believe that Nigeria itself needs to be restructured. We hear of devolution of powers, constitutional amendments. To us, those are just palliatives.
Really?
Yeah, they are just palliatives. We know, as true federalists, and I dare say, true federalists are the ones who love Nigeria. We know that restructuring is geographical, it's physical, and its main ingredients are homogeneity and language. And the ground norm must be based on a constitution that is agreed by all members of this society. I think the mistake we are making in Nigeria, which we need to correct, and we should not be afraid to correct it, is that Nigeria is an amalgamation of many nations. And it's just natural. And whatever you do that is unnatural with a natural entity, you will always have collision. And that is why we are stuck. And that is why we don't have enough resources for education. Our children are not even educated in the international manner, the way the outside world they are going. Now, in Nigeria today, you can't even get masons, you can't get bricklayers, you can't get electricians.
So you're saying that we should return to the era of where we had functional technical schools, and the likes.
It's only when you have those schools that you can support them with IT, artificial intelligence, and proper science-based instruction. Where are the trade centers now? They are nowhere to be seen. We have a few technical colleges that are now even wanting to become universities. You know?
But it is the voice of reason, if I get it correctly, engaging government on all of these issues.
Now, you see, what an advocacy group will do is show the light It's for government to key in and say, oh, these people, what they are saying, let's look at it. Let's see how it can work. And that is why we are, tomorrow, for instance, at the Ajib, at Muson Center, Ajib Hall, we're having a professor coming in from the US, James Fabumi, to talk to us about knowledge-based economy.
All right.
And not only that, he's also going to give us solutions to some of the problems we have here.
Okay.
We have Chief Are Afe Babalola, who is going to be the chairman. We have people like Wole Soyinka and all the others as special guests. Yeah. So people are invited to come. Government, private sector, they are invited to come and discuss Nigeria.
All right.
And now we can move forward.
Okay. Let's leave the discussion here now, but definitely the message has been passed across.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Olufemi Kufo, for your time on TVC.